the bigger problem, honestly, talk politics. Joe Biden can't sell shit. He's the worst salesman.
Just going to say that. I'm like, if things have gotten better during this administration, why does everybody still say, the economy's so bad?
Like, it's interesting how you've been positioned online, and I think I felt guilty to it. Like, you come out here, you're kind of like, you're saying Kamala wants to do some good stuff, but you're also saying that she's not good at communicating this. Obviously, you're shitting on Trump. You're saying Elon's the greatest entrepreneur ever, but you know, like I think you're actually quite fair. I'm glad that you're sitting here because I think the positioning of you, and I'm sure that there's, money maybe behind this, but the positioning of you is that I'm sure there's political benefit in positioning you as a radioactive operative.
By somebody else at me. Yeah.
No. I think it basically
me benefiting.
No.
To
your detriment.
Like I ain't get shit out of it.
No, you're just getting hated online. Yeah. But I guess what I'm saying is like if you have legitimate criticisms of the opposition, they have to make you radioactive so that they can cut your legs out from under. Because if a guy like you is coming out and speaking some good, I think powerful truth, all of a sudden they got to go, we got to fucking react to this. We can't just go, oh, he hates me.
Right.
That's the easiest
what they say.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm just trying to say. I think it was helpful to hear you out, but I interrupted you. Go.
What was I talking about? Oh, sales, right?
Yeah, Biden. So
oh my God, it drove me crazy. So, like, put aside him, like, kind of losing. And by the way, having talked to him multiple times, I think it really just accelerated over that period of time. He wasn't like, but put that aside. That's already in the past. But like, you know how they say, sell the sizzle, not the steak.
I've never heard that term, but
you never have?
That's great.
Yeah, you sell the sizzle, you don't sell the fire. Fucking Biden sells the steak. He's going to tell you where the cow was born, what the fucking cow's name was, and how many, whatever. And he's going to talk about everything but the sizzle. He just couldn't sell, and they were pissed because I said that one time before, and they were pissed at me. Just somebody I knew, but that's the truth. He can't sell shit, and if they could sell, then we'd be having completely different conversations. Now, Kamala has been doing this 50 days now, when she stepped in. There's a process where she's got to learn to do it. It's just, when you went to working for yourself, doing a podcast is different than a comedy tour.
Absolutely.
And you have different things and you have to learn.
Yeah, it was just peculiar to see.
Can I steal this?
Yep, that's for
your water.
Oh, okay. It's just peculiar to see this immense support for her out of nowhere, like when she hadn't even said anything. I think a lot of people are like, finally, she's here. She's our hero. And I think the knee-jerk reaction to anybody who at least tries to be like unbiased when it comes to the election is, why the fuck are you excited? She hasn't even said anything. She isn't Biden. And I think there was some relief with that.
100%. Yeah.
And I think if I viewed it as relief and not, she's the one true savior for us all, I think I could have accepted it way more.
Yeah, I was bothered that there was no platforms on her website for a month, 2 months, whatever. No like beliefs, nothing on it. Just hey, donate,
so much
buy
excitement.
merch.
Well, so two things there. Okay. So one, she did come out and she was the anti-Trump, not in terms of what she said about him, but just as opposed to I hate Taylor Swift, joy, right? Positivity, which I think is important. If you're going to try to bring people together, that's what you have to do, and I forgot the second part I was going to say. But
DNC, maybe the speech.
No. Okay, you're right. So, so the second part of that is if you all of a sudden just take over a company.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me take one step back. Everybody who's ever worked for a company thinks they're smarter than the boss and would do it differently than the boss. So when people say, well, why isn't she the same as Biden? Like everybody else, you're going to do things different than your boss if you take over. But like now you take over and you can't just have everything in place. It wasn't like she was planning on running for president.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, it was just like, bam, you're the one. You got to go out there. And she, fell back on what she does best. She gives the speeches. She gets everybody happy. She gets everybody fired up. And then she started putting the pieces together, which makes sense.
It's interesting about like taking over a company or even like getting a new player on your team. Like I'm a Knicks fan my whole life, right? Any new guy we get, the whole city is, nah, he's the truth. He's actually underrated. He's going to take us to a championship.
Everybody's about their team, right?
So I wonder.
Here comes Cat, right?
Exactly. Shout out, Cat. We love you. You're the greatest. And
I think that was a good move, by the way.
I mean, great move.
Yeah.
Great move. But there is that excitement when you've already committed to the team. I guess because I haven't committed to a team. I don't consider myself either one. So there's no reason for me to be excited. But if you are someone who's like, I identify as a Democrat, I'm voting Democrat every single time.
That's a huge plus.
She's cat.
Yeah, she's cat.
She's cat.
Yeah.
We had this person.
Cat.
Exactly. We had this person that was not inspiring at all, and all of a sudden there's new leadership.
Bam.
And our team is going to be successful again.
Right, 100%. And now she's starting to talk, and they're like, it's going to be great. I'm going to come in and we're going to do things right. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to learn the playbook. Yeah. And so she's the new coach coming in.
Yeah, it was like low expectations, and she over-delivered. She did great in that first debate, and now all of a sudden people are like, wait a minute, I was excited, and now I'm not let down? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay,
exactly.
This could work out.
Because
and then look, she's still got more things to do.
Before Biden had that bad debate, like, she did not know she was running. So I think if she would have just like jumped out there with policy and doing a whole bunch of interviews, she would have had way more missteps than if
she probably would have taken it from Biden. And the one thing she should not have been and isn't is fucking Biden.
Yeah.
But she has a tough time going, I disagree with him on that.
Well, because it's your boss.
Yeah, and he's still in office. That is another thing. She can't say, yeah, he's fucking up, because you're there co-signing it. Yeah. So you got to co-sign the boss, even though you're about to come in and kind of flip it. So that is a delicate
border,
balance.
Right? She's fucking changing everything on the border.
Oh, really?
What is she saying?
Yeah, what is she? Yeah, you're right there. You're letting him in.
Yeah, I'm letting him in.
Someone's got to build the stadium.
Right?
Go.
He's like,
you got Lucas brothers to do that shit, right?
He's like, any of them over 7 feet, you know?
Can you play? I don't care where you're from. Can you play? Oh, my Lord.
No, why is she being harder on the border?
Yeah, because like, Biden fucked up there again.
Yeah.
You know, he went, and I think a lot of this had to do with Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, where they were kind of like the trifecta together, and they fucked up opening up the borders. They was just too open.
Yeah.
And I actually, here's my take on Elon Musk on this, right? Yeah. I think Elon Musk comes across online as an immigration troll.
Yeah.
But I think what he really thinks, I'm guessing, is that because he's an immigrant, he thinks when just people are flooding across the border and people hate those people, it brings on hate to all immigrants. And I think that really is what is underneath his hate for them, that he doesn't really hate them, but it's just like, you're bringing on hate. All this shit is bringing on hate for me and my family and who I am.
So there are people who worked hard to legally immigrate here, and they're getting a a lot of this hate.
Made it look bad. Yeah. And I think that's part of why, you know, some Latinos and, you know, other foreign nationalities, right, that are here legally are looking.
Oh, they're supportive of it because they're like, I'm getting all this backlash.
Backlash, right. And I think that's kind of Elon's way. And I think Kamala recognized that. I really, really do. Now, I haven't had this conversation with her or her team on it, but I think, you know, and I think Biden was late to the party to figure it out. And so he opened the gates too much, and she had to play along because that's the boss, and that's supposed to.
Why would they open the gates? And I understand there are some certain.
They didn't open them, right? Yeah. But they, you know,
they were looking the other way.
Yeah. It just didn't do as good a job as they could.
Yeah.
And nobody thinks they did a great job.